Hello everyone, welcome to TwoTwins in EVE, your weekly update for EVE Online stuff. I am your host, The Lone Wolf. As you probably know, by now the new forums were launched by CCP. I'm not going to expand on these a lot in this video. If you want to know more about them, just check out my previous video or go to the website. Last week CCP also launched a Plex sale that lasts until the 16th of September. And it's 13 Plex for $200. Now these 13 Plex are still a lot more expensive than just getting a sub for 12 months. So this Plex sale is really only for people that plan to use the Plex to create ISK or ORM, or create to exchange it for ISK or ORM. So this is not going to help you lower your subscription costs, but if you want some cheap ISK, there is a sale going on. There was also an interesting dev blog about the economy of EVE Online. It looks like most of the indexes are down for the summer, so this is usually the summer downturn after the expansion from June. But from what I read in the market discussion forums, this year's downturn is a bit more severe than the previous ones. Interestingly enough, in my segment of the market, I'll say, so low-end minerals and the Plex, these prices have been holding up very nicely. So it's more in other segments of the market that we are seeing some deflation. This also means, in my opinion, that this is the time to go for bargain hunting. And I actually managed to find two very cheap dramiels last week. So I bought them, and I'm going to sit on them for a while and hoping to make some ISK out of them. If all goes well, I expect I can make 20 million profit from them. I also found a very interesting post. It's actually a column on mmorpg.com about the current state of 0-0 politics in EVE Online. I'm not a 0-0 resident myself, but I find reading about all the events there very interesting. So I'll put the link to the EVE Online news page at mmorpg.com, because the link to the actual article is extremely long, and the title of it is a Blood Red Storm. Sorry. Finally, there were two new trailers on CCP's YouTube page. These were the Japanese versions of what were they? Let me just quickly check. Japanese versions of the butterfly effects, and the other one, can't really remember the title, about stealing all the assets from an alliance. So this probably means that the launch of the Japanese localized client is coming closer, and personally I think that that's very interesting, and and is a bit of like a mini expansion for EVE Online, if this brings in a lot of new players. Of course, we can expect from Japanese players that use a localized version that they can't speak any English, so there might be a language barrier there, but that, I think, that just adds to the flavor of EVE Online. You know, we have a Russian bloc, we have German players, Spanish-speaking players, the French also, and a very small Dutch segment, which I'm a part of. And although most people probably speak English, there is always a language barrier to overcome, but that makes EVE more interesting for spying and all of that, and the metagame. But I think very importantly, also with Japanese players, there will be a very big difference in culture. I sometimes look at a channel about a British citizen that is living in Japan, and he posts some very interesting videos about the Japanese cultures and the difference with the Western culture. For instance, in Japan, sarcasm and irony are something that they almost never use, and they're really not going to be as used to having it on a daily basis in a game like EVE Online. So I feel that there is probably going to be a clash of cultures as well if a lot of Japanese players come online all of a sudden, and I think that's very exciting. I'll try and look for the channel, and if I find it, I'll put it down below. So yeah, Japanese launch. I'm a bit excited about that. You know, it could make up for the expansion a little bit by adding some excitement and a whole new group of players to EVE Online. And finally, there was one other thing I wanted to mention, and this is second-hand information I got from my brother, because we both try to keep an eye on the Eric Jalan in-game chat channel, and this is about the role-playing aspect and the live events of EVE Online. But it looks like Julianus Soter, the leader of Moira Corporation, had a very interesting theory there about the latest events, and more specifically about an object known, I think it's trinary data. So it's an object that is a sleeper technology or a sleeper artifact or something to that effect. And what happened in the early summer, I believe, is that we found out that a scientist, I think it was Amar, got destroyed in a wormhole. He was flying either a scanning ship or a covered up ship. I think it's a scanning ship. And it turns out that after that the new awakened infomorph showed up. So the theory at the moment is that this trinary data was actually a sleeper, and that somehow by destroying the ship, it's the sleeper himself that got transferred into a clone, which is now the awakened infomorph. At the moment nobody can locate him, so in all likeliness this awakened infomorph is somewhere in wormhole space, and this might be the reason why Moira Corporation is currently settled in a class 4 wormhole and are conducting research and probably trying to find out more about this. But I think that this is pretty interesting. We have no confirmation of this whatsoever, but it looks like this trinary data could be the basis for the Dust 514 technology, but that it could also actually be a sleeper that got transferred in this manner. So pretty interesting. Personally, I'm a bit curious to know if this was intended. So if they send out the scientists to gather this trinary data, and that they then blew up the ship themselves in an attempt to get whatever information it was into a clone. But if that was the case, I wonder how he managed to get away. So at this moment I think it's more likely that the scientists managed to get a hold of this trinary data and then got destroyed by the sleepers, and due to some accident or some unforeseen circumstances, it's actually the data itself that got transferred to a clone, and it would turn out to be a sleeper now. So interesting stuff, a very interesting theory. I'll try to keep an eye on the Eric Jalan chat, and if you want to do it yourself, you can also join their mailing list, so you'll get most of the information that way as well. I'm a lot behind on all the mails we get there, but I'm working on it, and I'm going to try and keep you guys up to date. Anyway, that's it for this week, and I'll see you guys next time.